Hello and welcome to another edition of Our Lives. I'm Gwen Edwards. $13 billion. Now that is how much money minority-owned businesses pumped into our economy last year. They also employed more than 60,000 workers. Dr. Fred McKinney is the president and CEO of the Greater New England Minority Supplier Development Council. He's no stranger to our lives, and we welcome him back again. Thank you for coming.
I'm glad to be back.
Now, $13 billion is no chump change.
That's right. It's a lot of money, and it's taken a long time to get there. But we're not where we need to be. I'm very happy with the progress that's been made over the years, but I'm also very hopeful that we can continue to grow to substantially increase that number.
Now, explain the mission of the Greater New England Minority Supplier Development Council for those who do not know about the organization.
Well, our mission is really very simple. We have two stakeholders. We have large corporations, and we have a lot of those large corporations here in Southern Connecticut and throughout the region. And our other stakeholders are minority businesses. And our goal is to bring those corporate members together with those certified minority businesses so that they can do business with each other. More specifically, we want those large corporations to buy from those certified minority businesses.
And this is buying services, buying goods?
That's correct. Buying a little, you name it, we've got minority businesses that sell it.
Now, while the economy seems to be slowly improving, that's thanks to a large part because of minority-owned businesses.
That's correct, and you know no question about it that the economic recession had a big impact on the minority business community as it did on the economy as a whole. But what we've seen is that a large number of minority businesses have been able to survive that economic downturn, and they're doing very well right now. And so we're seeing a rebound in a number of very important sectors, from information technology to consumer goods. For a long time, let's face it, during the recession, people stopped spending. Now people are trying to replace the things that they normally would have bought during that recession, and that's to the benefit of several and many minority businesses.
And speaking of changes, the organization, made a big change recently. Why don't you tell us about that?
Oh, certainly. We're very excited about it. We moved our headquarters from Hamden, Connecticut to Bridgeport, Connecticut, and we're in downtown Bridgeport. And so, you know, Bridgeport is the largest town and city in the state of Connecticut. We are right in the middle of the action. It has a very large minority community. It has a very large minority business community. So I'm looking forward to the work that we can do in the community of Bridgeport.
And this is where you started out.
That's correct. The organization almost 40 years ago was founded in Bridgeport. And so this is a return to our roots.
And you have a big gala coming up.
Yes, we do. On April the 25th, we'll be in Framingham, Massachusetts for our annual awards gala. And this year we're very happy to have a number of very talented people on the program, including the mayor of Providence, Rhode Island, a gentleman by the name of Angel Taveras. And Angel is the only Dominican who is a mayor of a major U.S. city. And he's done a phenomenal job up in Providence. Just last week, he won a $5 million grant from the Bloomberg Foundation. 300 cities across the country had applied for that grant, and he was the winner.
And what are some of the future economic developments that the organization has underway?
Well, we're doing some really creative things with the U.S. federal government right now. So we have a U.S. Department of Commerce grant. And the grant is from the Minority Business Development Agency within the U.S. Department of Commerce. And the purpose of that grant is to really put our mission on steroids. And so we are very aggressively working with minority businesses to try to grow them exponentially. So we're looking at minority businesses who are serious about growing their businesses to the next level. And
a lot of people are wondering about federal budget cuts and how that's going to affect business.
Yeah, without question, I think one of the not only the federal government cuts, but also at the state level.
Because it trickles down.
It does trickle down. So the state of Connecticut is cutting back dramatically, and the federal government is cutting back dramatically, and any business that has a public presence, that makes its money in the public sector, really needs to look around at other industries to grow. And fortunately, we see growth in a number of other industries around the economy.
And once again, your organization is there to be that go-between.
We're the connector. That's right. We are the connector, but we also provide services to both our corporate members and our minority businesses. So if a minority business is looking to finance their business, we can help direct them. We don't have the money to lend them, but we know people and organizations and institutions that do have the money to lend or invest in those companies. We also have a number of companies that need advice on, large corporations I'm talking about, that need advice on how to best utilize or identify and work with minority businesses. So we spend a lot of our time working with the corporate sector, advising them on how to do this better and do it in a way that benefits everyone, including the corporations.
Well, Dr. McKinney, we thank you so much for coming. The work you do is invaluable, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, and still to come on Our Lives, an exclusive look at the musical Sisters.
Well, if you like it, then you should have put it on. If you like it, then you should have put it on.